host of Daniel Davis Deep Dive on YouTube. We are talking about retired Lieutenant Colonel Daniel Davis. Colonel, great to see you as always. So for the first time now in 40 years, America using its own money to send weapons to a place it doesn't officially recognize. Talk about why the administration is choosing to do this.
Part of me wonders if this is not done in the attempts to sort of slide it under the radar, where people are so paying attention to Israel and Hamas and Ukraine and Russia, because that's got all the news about the $106 billion that President Biden wants to send. But this is money that's going directly to Taiwan. Taiwan is one of the richest countries in Asia. They have money. They don't need to be free money from the United States. If anything, they can certainly buy our weapons, as has been the case for a long time, and they are responsible for their national security. Too many people come to the opinion that somehow the United States is supposed to provide everybody's security. So we're supposed to do that because maybe China would attack someday. But I got to tell you, we're there to help, and we can provide weapons and sell them weapons if they can defend themselves. But ultimately, it's Taiwan that's responsible for their national defense, not Washington.
And Colonel, you talked about this. There was certainly a lot going on all around the world. I mean, there always is, certainly right now, no exception. But how delicate of a balancing act is the administration dealing with right now? Because we have these tensions heightening surrounding Taiwan. We're in the midst of this ongoing war in Ukraine, this new war in the Middle East, which could obviously expand in that region, and we're concerned about that.
That's one of the reasons why I'm really concerned about, especially the possibility of the war expanding to draw us in the Middle East. And I think we talked just a couple of days ago, the risk that the U.S. faces with our troops on the ground in Iraq and Syria, that any one of those attacks could result in an American death instead of missing. And there'll be lots of calls for us to retaliate, possibly against Iran, which could draw us into a war. Because of all the military assistance and the money and the ammunition that we have sent to Ukraine over the last 21 months, our now national security capacity is significantly diminished, physically diminished from what it was before. Now, if you continue to add another 14 billion more, hundreds of thousands of more artillery rounds to Israel, and now then giving away more stuff to Taiwan, look, that continues to degrade our ability should we get drawn into a war. And I don't think that gets enough of the focus that America can help others, but we have to ensure our own national security capacity to defend our country.
How squeezed right now is our weapons supply? How much more can we give without potentially harming ourselves in the process? Because we know at some point that could certainly happen.
I remember at the last spring, I believe it was, before the Ukraine had launched their summer offensive, that you had Pentagon officials, and I'm talking like three-star generals, said, hey, we're getting dangerously low on any kind of spare capacity, however you want to define it, of ammunition and weapon systems that we've been given. So if we were getting to the alarming state then, just imagine what it is today. And look, there's just not lots of spare capacity. Now, we have lots of tanks. We could give them tanks, artillery pieces, Bradley fighting vehicles, even more artillery shells. We have them. But again, it comes at the cost of our capacity, because when you get through the fat and into the muscle and maybe down to the bone, if we have the unexpected need, now then who's going to be giving stuff to us to sustain a war if we have to? And that's what we need to be paying attention, because we just don't have it.